Tigers have a walk. Andy at home alone. April 3, 10 o'clock in the morning. So what do I do now? Pray, cry, hide under the bed from the monsters that are inside of me? No, I'm just going to sit here and think it. I'm going to think about why I'm sitting here on my bed holding my dad's hand away from feeling how smooth and cool it feels. It's like to hand some killer instinct left over from his ancestor who run around lying cloth in the Congo. Ha! What will you? What would they think if they could see him in his three-piece suit, a spear in his hand, courage loud, saw to stalk a tiger? Tigers have evolved in these days. Instead of roaming in the jungle, hiding from hunters in a three-piece flying cloth, they are put in concentrated cages with parts of steel, even the modern zoos, where it look like where it looks like the tigers have to be happy because they are given 15 of 20 feet of real grass. If you look really hard, you can see the tiny little activity wires. The tigers who might think he's equal to all tigers in the jungle, that his mama told him about it, is quickly reminded to stay in his place. He soon learns that he'll never get out of here. Always. I have always hated this bedspread. It's Zambian when you sit on little stuff of the material stick to your clothes. See, it's already started. Tiny little bits and a lint all over my slacks. And it always slides off my bed in the middle of the night. Just when I'm sleeping too hard to know it's gone. I just have to know this is regular feeling. I'm cold, I'm dreaming, I'm being cold or something. I'm a little cold now. That I think about it, cold inside, like there is nothing there, or like my guts are frozen. I remember once when I was a little, I got the same frozen gut feeling when I was in a department store when my mom with mama and we were on the escalator going down. I remember feeling slightly dizzy as I looked behind us where we've been. The step rolling behind us. We were being where we've been. The step rolling smoothly. When we got up to the bottom, the shoestring of my new red tennis shoe got caught and the step top kept rolling, pulling me and, and my foot with them. Mom screamed. I guess I was scared because I just felt frozen like I was watching myself on the TV as the movie stopped to gradually grab my shoestring and my foot rolled his feet. Some will run over to the square and push the merchant buzzer. Mom pulled me loose and then smacked for being careless. I never even cried. I felt like I wasn't really there. Like now sitting here on my bed wishing I wasn't nowhere at all. I'm not. It's not that I want to die. It's just that I can't stand the pain of living anymore. I just don't want to hurt and pain inside to go away. It's like a monster in my gut, eating me up from the inside out. Actually, I feel like the only thing that's keeping me going crazy is the terrible, terrible pain. There's nobody home. Everybody gone for the day. I left for school. By halfway there, I forgot where I was going. So why? So I come back here to sit with zombie, turning bedspread, wishing I had never been born, stroking the smooth cold breath of my father's shotgun. Is very, very quiet. I'm sorry for all I've done. Sorry, very, very sorry. I've been doing so bad. Fact without failure. Official police report. Use investigation division. Date April 3. Time 1820. Investigation officer Casey. Subject Andrew Jackson male. Black age 17. Address 2929 Richmond Lane. Finding suicide. Oh my god, he dies. Finding suicide. Deposing diseases. Oh my. Summary report on the morning on April 13 about the named student left for school, but neighbor reported seeing him return from school an hour later. He never reported school. His friend has expressed concern about injured recent extreme feeling of depression. A friend, Ronnie Jeffries, after arrived at the house of as far as to bring Andrew some missed homework. Andrew's mother was just sitting who was just getting home from picking up her young son. from school had not been aware of that her son had not gone to school. The young returned to the mountain at 6, noticed blood on the ceiling. Mrs. Jackson went to her son's bedroom where Andrew body was found and a faded dancer was wounded to the bed. Police and life squad were summoned at 4:11. Andrew was pronounced dead at the scene. Failing on display. Grief Counselor School. Good morning, class. My name is Mrs. Sweet, and I'm a member of the Suicide Prevention Grief Counselor team. Has been part to help you through this crisis. We want to feel you freely express your emotion. So quiet if you want to or ask a question, whatever you need to do to get out of this through this. If you work for the suicide prevention team, you didn't do very good, did you? You sound a very young man. Your name is Tyrone, and he was my friend. Where was you last month when me and B was looking for somebody to help him? You got posters and emergency phone for number for suicide prevention hotlines posted all over the building today. Where was you last week? What good does it do now? You have a point, Tyrone. Your counselor here at school knows these numbers and should have been damn valuable for you. When we went to see the counselor, all we got was bad breath and a bad advice. This is no way. That's your counselor. Could have been in the future. I'm sure she would have suggested our number. Has she known the severity and this problem? Yeah, sure. Tell me anything. Is there anyone else who would like to express their feeling? Anger is perfect normal emotion. Yes, your name, BJ. BJ. It stands for BJ. It's sweet. We had two kids die in our class this year. We had some people here in the office when Robbie died too. It didn't do no good to them neither. They are still dead, and I'm afraid I'll be next. I'm just plain scared. As we get older, we learn that death is a part of life. If we let these struggles become growth of experience, if we learn from them, then we are in the same way triumphing over the fear of anger and sorrow that death bring. And then he dies. I can't believe that speculation, but that sounds like something you got out of a book. Don't cover how I feel. Andy left without saying goodbye, and I don't know why. He had friends that cared about him, that he didn't ask for help. I feel like he punched me in the gut and I can't hit him back. I understand. Does anyone else have anything to say? No one to see. I see sometimes it's hard to speak such a personal emotion out loud. I have an idea. Suppose you could write a letter to Andy. Don't tell me what's your name, what's your mind. Talk to him. Tell him what you want to say. What do you wish to you had say? What you want to say now? If you write it down, that might help you sort out your feeling. That this is stupid. If you don't want to participate in this activity, that's perfectly acceptable. But for those of you who do, let's see if it helps. Anger and pain. Letters to Andy from his friend. April 8, April 12. Dear Andy, well, this is stupid, Counselor Woman said to write this damn letter for you. I don't see what for. It is supposed to make us feel better, but how can we feel better if we still don't understand why? Hey man, life ain't perfect, but still life. Remember, right after the accident when we realized we wasn't going to die, in spite in spite of all of that noise and fire and dust, we look at each other and real quickly we smile. You know why? Because we were alive and we were glad. Of course, we felt horrible because Robbie was dead. I will never ever I will never forget him or terrible night, and I feel guilty too. Guilty that all ours was it was all stupid behavior that caused it. And guilty that we lived and he had died. I have been able to deal with the guilty day by day. It gets easier to handle it, but you never get out from under the blame of you put on yourself. We didn't die in that accident for a reason. BJ says it's because Lord needs Robbie up there and he needs us down here. I guess you know BJ Gas and we're the region lady. I don't know about all that. I know that if there was something special reason why we didn't die in that crash, then you just blew it. Robbie death was an accident somehow. I can deal with that. But what you did, it just don't make no sense to me. You're making everything so rough for the rest of us. Rana and Keisha, they cry I every time you look at them. And me, Bija, try to hang together, but nothing is fun anymore. I probably never would figure out all of this thing out. I don't know, my life will never be the same. But I also know that dying don't fix nothing. It just makes things worse. I don't know what I'm here, but I'm here to say I have the guts to keep on alive. I found out why. I'll miss you, Andy. I'll miss you, Andy. I'll never forget you. But when me and Rwanda is married and I got 6 kids, you won't be there. And when BJ Beijing chart with 5,000 people, you won't be there. And when Keisha is famous fashion designer with a PhD in chemistry with all kind of fine looking dudes around her, you will still won't be there. So later, brother, say hello to Romeo and Juliet for me. Tell them I think they were stupid too. They didn't get they didn't get to go to the cinema prom either. The main man, Taiwan. Dear Andy, you know what really pissed me off? You. You are a coward and sellout. You decided to end your life without saying goodbye to anybody, without asking anyone for help. You disturbed my friend and family, the people who love you the most. Suicide is the coward way out. Brave men face their problems. So what does that make me? I don't want to face my problems either. So what does that make me? Do you know what courage is? I guess you can. You don't. Do you know what the courage it took at that moment to actually blow yourself away was more than enough courage to keep you living? It takes courage for me to get out of bed every morning to put up with the stepfather's beating, with my house that stinks of me, with my face that looks at me in the mirror each morning and reminds me that the sky is still there. But I smile back at my face and I grab a bag of potato chips and my basketball and I head out for school because I have a courage. I'll be here next week. Where will you be? I hate for you living with me here. I hate for you making me feel like this. I hate for you making me cry. And I hate you for making me face death again soon. Cheryl. Dear Andrew, you don't know me very well. You probably don't know me at all. I was in English class. I sat on the seat outside the room, near next door. I'm the one with Tom book on the back of the next non-designer jeans. I used to sit there watching, cracking jokes with the teachers, charming the girls with a freaky smile. I laugh when you prank one of those pop quizzes. I envy you. Oh yes, I envy you. You easy, careless ways. Sure, I got good grades. You once stood up and let the whole class in a chill because I was the only one who got the perfect score in math. That's this. I know you don't remember that. I'm the one of those kids who easily forgotten, but I'll never forget it. I want to be like you, popular, unlikable, well known. I never realized that well, the price you were paying for that mask you were wearing. I'm glad I found out. I I like myself. For I like myself a lot better now. Marcus, dear Andy, I have some question for you. Everyone has been asking why. Why did you do it? Why now? Why didn't you ask help for help? But I've got some harder question for you. Why? What were you thinking while sitting in the bathroom with a shotgun? What? Who did you think would find you? Did you have someone specific in mind? Your dad? Your mom? How? About your little brother, Monty? He's 6 years old. Did you think what an effect this will have on the next of his life? Rest of his life, do you think about the blood on your bed, the wall, the floor? Did you know the blood derived through the floorboards, through the ceiling of the living room? That's how they first discovered what you had done. Monty to you. Mom, why was there blood on the ceiling? I'm not through with you. Your mom found you, or what is left of you. Did you think about her? Could you feel her? Then as she walked in your room and I saw your own body drop across your bed, again still crushed in your hand, a shattered segment of your head spread across the room which looked as if it had been painted with a blood. Do you know what blood smells like? Andy, your mom does. She'll never forget it. Part of her died that day too, and so did I. I was there. I had I had come to bring you Christian grandmother because you were in school. When she when she screamed, I went upset. From that point, I like it's like a terrible videotape that keeps reminding that wasn't easy. That won't waste. The blood, the scream, the tears, the frantic call to 911, the ambulance, the police, the body bag, the, then the numbers, more tears, the disabled one, the disbelief, other questions, the more tears, the wake, the funeral, and the pain that will not go away. So tell me, what were you thinking, Wanda? Dear Andy, you can be dead, but I went to your funeral. I felt you coughing. It was warm and woody, but you could have been in it. I went to open it, knock you and call you out to them, but I did not care. I went to the cemetery. I kept thinking everybody's dead. They're all dead. Thousands and thousands of dead people. People who will never come out back. And I really didn't call out to them. And I finally cried. I kept I wept for you because you were I wait for you because you weren't supposed to be with all these dead people because you just can't be dead. So I guess the pain is over for now. You have moved to the place where there is no pain, and I guess that's good. But the pain left by your absence is like a wound in our heart that will not heal. Nobody understands why you decided to end your life when you had so much to live for it. So you're out of it, and we have to stay here, feeling your pain as well as our own. It really isn't fair. Some people say, and don't get me wrong, how often I go to church. Some some people say, well, they say that killing yourself is a sin, and you will go to hell for it because you took a life that had been given by God, and you can never ask for forgiveness for that. But I can't build that up. So in your case, I hope God is forgiven. I hope God understands that your heart was good, but your pain was so powerful. Of course, with that smart mouth of yours, God may be sorry and kick you out. I love you. Take care. Wait for me. Love, Keisha. Lord, please forgive him. We just pray for Andy. Dear Lord, there's a dude named Andy who, who was on his way up there. At least I hope he was in your direction. He's not a bad kid, just young and very, very stupid. While will stupidity keep him out of the open, he survived a lot of down here. He never could talk to us to focus on his tied up nas. He felt so very good for Robbie's death. I think it's because he never learned to pray. He never learned to power and the hope that comes from the forgiveness. I know that was kept me sane. He never wanted to hurt anybody or anything. I remember once when we were in the 8th grade, Andy had a Barbie who got hit by a car. He only had the dog for a couple of weeks. He couldn't have been that attached to it. But when he died, Andy almost fell apart. He stayed depressed for a week. I think Andy was scared of death in general. 2 years ago, when my old Mrs. One of our gym teacher died in a heart attack, a lot of the kids from school went to the funeral, but not Andy. He got all nervous and irritable whenever anybody even mentioned Mr. Masili, he just couldn't cope. The whole idea of death terrified him. So I know Andy was afraid. He's so probably still out there somewhere, floating in the darkness, looking for a hope, hoping forgiveness and travel kindness. I know you already know all this, but I just wanted to ask if you look out for my parent and help me find peace. The tears of a tiger. Monty's goodbye to Andy. Andy, can you hear me? It's me, Monty. Mama brought me here to ceremony because I told her I just had to talk to you. She didn't want to come. She has been back since the funeral, but I kept begging her. She won't even get out of the car. She offered up now. Just sitting and crying. That's all she does. Cry and start to get on my nerves. Things have changed a lot since you left. We live in another house now. Actually, Mama and me living in a one place, and Dad lives somewhere else. I get to see it on the weekends, but it's not the same. Nothing is the same. The only good part is that they paid a whole lot of attention to me now. I got comfortable for my birthday last week. You forgot I had a birthday coming, didn't you? You forgot about it completely, didn't you? I miss you, Andy. What? Who's gonna teach me how to dribble down the corridor and make laybooks? How t- how are we gonna learn to make free throws? You know how rotten Daddy is at basketball. His barely keeps getting in the way. I, and how I am ever gonna figure out our girls. Did you know some girl tried to kiss me for my birthday? Gross. It's a weird but pretty day today. It was warm and the sun is shining and everything smells really good. I wish you could see it. I wish you were here. I wish everything was like it used to be. Daddy says I got to be brave and strong. I guess I can do that, at night at night I get weird scared and sometimes I have bad dreams. But I'm not going to cry anymore because I'm tough, like a tiger. Tigers don't cry, or do they? Damn it.